Okay, welcome back to Real Cast Fishing. Your host, Glenn, with the City of Island Fishing Field Team, COAF Field Team on YouTube. And this round, yours truly is talking fishing. Previously, we do this format with the pod track on the mobile phone for our fishing ramblings episodes. And when we did the Little Red Book of Fly Fishing series, we like doing that on OBS so we can show some different things. But we're going to try this round. See what we can do. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to show you what I'm going to be reading from. And this round we're talking tips 96 through 100. So bear with me here. I do hear some sound in the back. So hold real quick while I go and turn off my fridge. Okay. Fridge is turned off. Okay. Let's go ahead and start with tips 96, and we're going to take it through tips 96 through 100. We'll finish that portion of it, and then we'll open up for any Q&A. So if anyone has any questions, comments, or want to discuss anything fishing-wise, well, I'll certainly do so. Okay, so let's start out with tip 96 right here from the Little Red Book of Fly Fishing. It's snake your way to success. Most casting instructors call it the S pickup. Perhaps a more graphic way to think of this technique is reducing surface disturbance when fishing, when lifting the line from the water. It is to imagine the motion of a snake makes while swimming. However you picture it, this method lifts the line in smooth segments rather than ripping it from the surface in a way that spooks trout. It works this way, strip in loose line. Okay, so you're getting ready to strip in loose line and initiate the back cast by slowly and smoothly lifting the rod tip in a progressive squiggly motion. So that little squiggly motion is enough to get the line breaking the water surface, or at least the water tension. When the tip reaches approximately 10 o'clock, apply a normal power stroke and resume the regular casting. Okay, so trout are extremely sensitive to surface commotion, particularly in calm water and a rough, noisy pickup, and can spook every fish in a pool. Practice this tactic on a park pond until it becomes second nature. So I see what they're talking about. You are picking up the line from the water. If you just pick it up quickly, it's going to break that water tension. It's going to do a lot of splashing. It's going to spook the trout. And what they're saying is to try doing a little squiggly motion with the rod tip, like so, trying to break that water surface. As you slowly come to the 10 o'clock, then you just continue on with your back cast and the normal fly casting that you would do. So hey, try that. It's called the Snake Your Way to Success, tip 96 in the Little Red Book of Fly Fishing. Okay, let's go to tip 97. Ditch the bobber. Ditch the bobber. Okay. With the popularization of strike indicators, we've come to rely upon them too much, particularly in certain situations, such as in relatively shallow water. Trout that have been pressured often become indicator shy and shift to the side when this rig drifts past. Well, that makes sense. In fact, I've had that happen several times going fishing over there on the blue. Yeah, sometimes you have to go with an off-color one that's more hidden camouflage when it comes to fishing. In those cases when they are indicator shy. Good to know. Okay, and shift to the side when this rig drifts past. So they see it and they just ignore it, if not shift to the side, so they don't want to mess with it. Be aware of this behavior. Don't hesitate to switch back to this to the technique we all used before the bobber craze began. A tight line drift that involves using vision and feel to detect a strike. When dealing with spooky fish, be ready to go bobberless. Okay, so that was tip 97, ditch the bobber. One other suggestion that I recall from one of a fly fishing guide while fishing the Blue River on one of those really clear days where real sunny, no cloud in the sky, was to switch your bobber, or at least use a bobber that was lighter colored so it would kind of disappear from above, because the trout can see your indicator, and because they may be indicator shy, you may be losing a trout or two because they just don't want to strike. because of that indicator. In this case, ditch the bobber, tip 96. Okay, 97. Okay, let's go on to 98. More on indicators. And this is a short passage right here out of the book. Made like a couple of sentences. The solution to the previous problem is often as simple as switching to a smaller indicator. Use nothing larger than what you need to support the weight. Small indicators respond better to more subtle takes, allowing you to detect and catch more fish. Did we mention they're also easier to cast? Oh, and so personal experience, I was out there fishing one of the local ponds during the trout stocking season here in Texas, and I did notice an individual who was having a little trouble just catching fish in general, and he had asked for some assistance. And one of the things I noticed right off the bat was the way he had set up his rig. He had this huge bobber, strike indicator. One of those huge ones. And the other thing is it was like maybe a foot away from the fly. And I knew at that point the trout were actually tending deeper, about 3 to 4 feet. And what I suggested was to use a smaller strike indicator, one that at least the smallest that you can use that will hold the fly in the water column. And when I switched him over to a smaller one that I had, he definitely started hooking up there. So I do like tip number 98, more on indicators. Sometimes switching to a smaller indicator makes all the difference in the world. All right, good one to know. Okay, so two more tips to go, and then we'll open up to any Q&A that anyone may have. Okay, tip 99, balloon going up. Tip 99, balloon going up. Okay, let's see what this one has to say. Among the most useful recent inventions is the round, soft plastic indicator shaped like a small balloon. Two features that make this a good choice: superior flotation for its size and ease in adjustment. Using a half-hitch knot slipped through the eyelets loop, it takes only a few seconds to adjust the depth or switch to a larger or smaller unit. Add two more reasons for choosing this indicator. It's less wind resistant than yarn, thus easier to cast, and requires no time-consuming dressing. Very interesting, because since then, there's been all these other different strike indicators. There's the airlock. There's this one twist one that is really nice. And there's a new one that I just saw. In fact, I just saw it at Cabela's. It was the thingamabobber with a styrofoam, kind of foamy-like ball instead of that plastic piece that's hollow. And it had this little clip-like thing that was used to attach the line. I had not seen that before. Well, I saw it today over there at the local Cabela's, and jury's out on that one. I'm not sure if I'm going to be interested in that. I kind of just keep falling back on the same one, those cork strike indicators. CORQ, extra small, about yay big. Okay. That is the one that I typically use, especially for trout. Okay, last one this round, and we can just open up to any Q&A or at least some updates that yours truly has for this upcoming weekend. Okay, number 100, the sting. A few years back, noted angler Frank Smethurst, and his partner Gifford Maytham won $40,000 on one of those made-for-TV competitions with the simple trick of tying a tiny trailer hook, often called a stinger, very close behind a larger fly. They noted trout striking a short on what turned out to be a difficult day of catching. The stinger was virtually concealed by the main fly. When spooky trout nipped at the back of the fly, they got a hook in the lip, and our intrepid anglers went home with a big payoff. Okay, well, looks like the stinger style or stinger method also works for fly fishing. So, hey, maybe kudos to the bass fishermen that are out there using that stinger technique. Well, it looks like it works for fly fishing too. All right, so that was tips 96 through 100. Let's go back real quick. So 96, snake your way to success. I was just talking about shaking the tip of your rod to kind of make a little S curve as you're lifting up your fly and breaking the water tension so you don't break the water tension and spook a bunch of the fish. It's just more of a subtle lift of your fly as you're getting ready to prepare for the next cast. 97, ditch the bobber. So saying, hey, go bobberless, go strike indicatorless, go and just go with your feel, the line, watching, seeing, feeling versus just relying on that strike indicator, aka bobber. And then when they were talking number 98, more on bobbers or more on indicators, it's just saying, hey, if you're going to use one, maybe downsize. Go to the smallest size indicator that you need to keep your fly in the water column or at the level of the water column that you are looking for, at least wherever the trout are lurking in the water column. Okay. So you don't have to go with this huge, like bobber. You can actually go with a smaller size one to keep it where it needs to be in that water column. Okay. Plus, it's easier to cast. Yeah, right there. Did we mention they're also easier to cast? It's in the book. It's in the book. You got to go by it. All right. 99 was balloon going up. So it's just it's just reiterating the good use of a strike indicator that they have out there with these different ones, especially that plastic one, the thingamabobber, I think, is what they're really referring to. But there are so many out there. And in my case, I tend to just fall back on the cork strike indicator, CORQ. And then finally, tip 100, the sting, just reiterating what was already known with bass fishermen with a stinger hook. Well, it also applies for fly fishing. You can add a stinger hook or stinger hook to your fly, and hey, that will increase your hook set or at least your hookup rate. All right. Okay, so that was tips 96 through 100. Next round, we'll go through 101 to 105 and get ready to do our next episode, probably in another couple of weeks, because what we're trying to do is we'll do like the fishing ramblings one. We're just kind of rambling about fishing in general, and then we'll go into the Little Red Book of Fly Fishing, because hey, we're just on 100. Can you believe that? And there's a bunch of tips in this thing, so I think we got a ways to go. Anyhow, I tried a different format. I wanted to see what the this podcast on the fly version worked. What I'm using, I've got my little Shure microphone here, and I've got it attached to the PodTrack 4, where it feeds right into these headphones, as well as I could record it, but I don't. I got some cool sound effects. And let's see, it goes right into the phone, it connects, and I get some, I guess it's an easy, quick one to put together. Plus, it's all on battery right now, so I can be mobile. Let's see, does anyone have any questions, maybe? Let's see, I think I've got a little chat window here. Live chat, super chat, top chat. Okay, top chat. It gets rid of all the potential spam stuff, so I'll just leave it there. Anyhow, some fishing updates that yours truly plans on doing tomorrow, if not this weekend. I'm hoping to make it across the border from Texas into Oklahoma and making a run to, I believe, Saturday time frame. Yours truly may be kind of lurking about in one of the rivers up in Oklahoma, specifically over there by Gore, Oklahoma, Lower Illinois River. If you see yours truly out there fishing, I plan on wet wading. So I'm just bringing the wading boots, leaving the waders at home. It's hot enough now that I think I can gut it through the cold water, even though it is cold, because it is flowing nicely over there. I don't want to mess with any waders, so I'm just going to go with my wading boots with the metal cleats and see if I can do some fly fishing. Bring me the 6-weight TFO fly rod and the Echo Ion 5-6 weight, 5-6 weight, and I'm kind of gearing toward striped bass. So I've set up some Clouser Minnows, some Bennett Lunch flies, and I am bringing some trout fishing flies because it also has the opportunity to catch a trout or two there as well. So we may have a mixed bag this coming weekend. Some striped bass as well as some trout maybe. Hey, knock on wood, we can do a catch and cook or something. Anyway, that was a plan for yours truly. And then over the course of the next few weeks, hopefully into next week, about midweek, there may be an opportunity to hit the local lake and do some kayak fishing, specifically kayak trolling. I need to get a little workout in, kind of build it up a little bit here and impress some of the Impress some of the locals of my fishing capability. And what I plan on doing is basically throw some slab and jig rigs and do some trolling. If I don't get any fish, at least I got to work out in. If I do get some fish, hey, kudos, extra benefit on the side. Plus, I do want to try out that Dexter Cutlery. It's only $15, but it's this very sharp fishing fillet knife, 7-inch fish fillet knife. I picked it up on Amazon and it cuts nicely. I cooked a mackerel with it and fillets came out really nice. I'm hoping to see if that'll work well on striped bass, trout, as well as maybe some of these crappie and white bass that are in the local pond or local lake here. So hopefully you guys can touch base with yours truly on one of these podcasts or live streams in the chat window or in comments after. Just let me know. Tell me how you did this past weekend, if not in the last few days. I'm hoping to hear that some of the folks are catching a fish or two, and maybe some of the tips that, from our motto from the from the channel. We're just average Joes, average fishermen, learn to fish from our trials and errors, specifically because we've had a lot of trials and a lot of errors, and hey, every once in a while we do catch a fish too. Anyhow, I see. So this time of year, kayak fishing, kayak trolling, slab and jig rig seem to be the go-to thing when I do hit the local ponds and whatnot, or correction, the local lake. I have been playing around with a couple of things in the local ponds as well. The inline spinner, some different flies and whatnot. And then most recently, I just posted this one on Amazon Live, a fly tying demo on the Clouser Minnow. And what I'll typically do there is once it's posted, I'll shift it over and I'll do another rebroadcast on YouTube, and you guys can see how I tie a Clouser Minnow. Good thing about the Clouser Minnow is the sparser you tie it, so not as much material. Don't make it really thick with a bunch of material. It seems to get more strikes. The fish don't really like a lot of material on their Clouser Minnow. Instead, they like to, well, for whatever reason, they like the thinner material. All right. Okay. Oh, we got some little hearts there. Okay. Thank you. Okay. And let's see. I don't see anything yet. Okay, well, I think if you guys don't have any questions or what, I think we'll close out this episode. Little Red Book of Fly Fishing. This got through tips 96 through 100. Next round, we're going to go to 101 to 105. All right. Next time, catch you later. And good luck and good fishing.